Hi, I'm Mike, and this is Mike's Road Trip.
Get off the road!
All right. Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Miha from World Travel Bug.
We just recently purchased travel trailer behind us, and we know there are a lot of you out there considering doing the same.
So we thought we would share with you what went into the decision of buying this Kodiak Cub by Dutchmen.
Yeah, for starters, this is made out of fiberglass versus aluminum, and there are a lot of benefits to that. It's lighter weight, it resists dings, it's got a better design profile, and it's a little bit more aerodynamic.
Yeah, and we wanted a trailer with all creature comforts, but compact and lightweight at the same time.
Yeah, so we're towing this with a half-ton older pickup, so we needed something that we could easily tow. So why don't you come along with us, and we'll show you the ins and outs and give you some rationale of why we made certain decisions, and hopefully it will help you in your decision-making process when considering a travel trailer.
Yep.
So come along with us, we'll show you around.
Let's go.
One of the things we both really appreciate is the fact that this has stabilizing jacks. Now they're not leveling jacks, which is completely different. These are stabilizing jacks so that you can just make the whole unit more stable when you're walking around inside. So you just press this button and these lower all by themselves. And you'll see a lot of these travel trailers where you have to take a hand crank. A lot of people buy a drill to lower them, and there are 4 typically that you'll have to level the entire trailer with. But this is so much easier to have these power stabilizing jacks.
Yeah, and they really do make a big difference with them up or down. Really, when you're in the trailer and the jacks are up, it's moving so much.
Yeah, it really does.
Actually. And you know, there are a lot of other things outside, like you have the TV bracket here in case you want to put a TV outside. You have the power outlets right here, and here you have a cable. Jack.
And we also have speakers outside
as well. Yeah, and we
well.
also have speakers outside, 2 of them. So yeah, pretty cool. And here's where the front leveling jacks are, and sorry for the mess, you know. They're all the way here, and you have to make sure that you keep this place clean and easy to reach, because it can happen that you need to lift your jacks very fast and go at times. You'll see what I mean at some point. Yeah. And there are a lot of other things here that he'll show you better, because he knows better how they are called and what they do.
We have been organizing inside, but we haven't really gotten out here yet. Anyhow, this is a pass-through, goes the entire width, and there's another door on the other side, so it's very convenient. You can store a lot of stuff in here, which is lovely. And then let me show you over here. This stuff is all related to the solar and the batteries. These here are switches for all the lights. Some are inside, and then these 2 switches are for outside lights. Some motorhomes, really fancy ones, will have power steps. Ours are manual, but at least we do have the steps, but they're very easy to store. And they just stay right there. And these are all aluminum. They're very sturdy.
Yeah.
Now, we bought our trailer equipped with a solar panel up top. They come solar ready, but we actually bought the solar panel as well. But if you want, you also can connect the solar right here. You can connect solar panels. Because we have the solar, we opted to have a second battery. You can certainly travel with just one, but we wanted to have a little bit more storage. So we have 2 batteries here that will store our excess energy. Our specific model of Kodiak Cub is a 177RB, which has a little bit higher lift, and it has these all-terrain tires with premium wheels.
And I think you forgot to tell them its name,
or
his name, because we refer to him as a he, not an it. His name is Denny, and it comes from cub. It's a Kodiak cub. A Kodiak, it's a bear, a cub. So we consider it our small den. We are the two little bears living in this little den.
So we call him Denny. So it was a cute idea that she
love
came
our
up.
Denny.
Yeah, yeah. So these are all pretty much standard connections out here. You've got your city water. This is actually really nice. I don't know that all travel trailers have this, but this is a flush system, so you can flush your black tanks. Speaking of tanks, one of the other things I really appreciate and was a factor in considering this travel trailer was the storage capacities. One thing I cannot figure out is why black tanks are the same as your water and your gray. Makes no sense to me at all. So this has a much smaller black tank, and I think I'll write the numbers down in the video, but I believe the water is around 65 gallons and the gray I think is around 65, where the black is maybe 35, I think. But I'll write the specifics down. We also have a connection here for the cable. This is where you hook up your power. And then this is where you would put fresh water if you're going to be boondocking, you want to store water. Otherwise, you can just hook up to city water at a campground back here. I mentioned the design profile. You can see here, it's not all bland and flat and everything. It's really got some nice curvatures in it. It's also got these really cool lights. So we really like the front of this. I think it really looks sharp. In this canister here, we store 2 5-gallon propane tanks, which will last you a really long time. That will power the stove, the refrigerator when you're not hooked to electricity, the hot water, and what else? I think that's about it. Yeah. So one of the things that was a huge consideration was a queen-size bed. And also the other thing that I really wanted was something vertical like this, because most travel trailers, the bed goes like this and you have to crawl over your partner. So this was huge.
We are both really happy with this.
Yeah.
We can get out of bed whenever we want without
too much issue.
Trouble on the other partner,
Yeah.
And you see all the cabinets around the bed. I think there's plenty of storage really for both of us. These ones here maybe are a little bit too short, you know, if you have, everybody has longer clothes even for the shirts, but otherwise as quantity or volume, there's plenty really for both of us. We have here, there, it goes all the way on top here.
Yeah, there is no shortage of storage, but the downside to this we've discovered is that there's only 3 windows and only 2 of them open. So it's really hard to kind of air out the RV. That's kind of the downside, I guess.
It's like give and take, you know, the balance, what do you want more, so.
And I think the design of a couple of these things could have been maybe different. Like for example, these are really nice and all, but it's really hard to get your clothes out when you are holding this up. So I'm surprised there's not a magnet built in here.
So one day he came up with this ingenious idea and he was like, Miha, look.
Yeah.
Because I was keeping this with my head while I was searching for my clothes there. And then he came up with this. I'm like, oh my God. And look, ta-da.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You just have to remember not to pull down on it. That's the downside there.
And don't leave it up too much because it doesn't hold so much weight, really. Yeah.
I guess the other thing too I think could have been better is instead of having doors that open up is maybe sliders, because it's very difficult to get to the clothes that are on each side of the door. So that's a little bit of a
but there
downside.
you put clothes that you don't really
They could be
use very
seasonal.
often. Yeah, exactly. So it depends how long you are living in here. And there is some storage here, which initially we thought, oh, okay. It's nice it is by the bed, you know, where you have your lights and so on in a usual home. And there are 2 levels of storage. So it's actually pretty neat. We can store a lot, like our hats, there, because it's a little bit difficult to reach. But you know, the phone and everything that you want in the
because there's outlets there, so you can
Yeah.
charge your phone or
On
your
one-
iPad. Or,
Yeah, and on one side you have also
USBs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and there is no shortage of lights. They are
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
My only, I wish you could dim these lights because they are very bright.
Yeah, me too. Especially these ones here by the bed.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but if you
Yeah.
have a few of them. And what's very cool about them is that they are all individual.
Yeah.
You can light up any of them or all of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can have plenty of light or very little, but it's always white
One of
light.
these fell off once and I had to put it back on, and I think there's like quite a few little LEDs. So I wish they
yeah.
could have just maybe put a third of as many, and that would have been cool. But
Yeah.
anyway.
And we have a little bit more storage here as well, where I put a lot of stuff. So this is very,
The stuff
very
you might
useful
need
for me.
day to day.
Yeah. This is very useful for me because it goes quite deep
Mm-hmm.
here. So
Yeah.
that's very nice.
All right, so let's move on to the kitchen.
Yep.
So as far as the kitchen, we have a huge sink. I mean, this thing is massive, and I guess we've been doubling this as a cutting board,
Yeah.
which I think that's what it's
Yeah,
for.
we put it the other way around. And
But the nice thing is it's recessed so it doesn't fly around. You've got a nice little stainless steel faucet.
And he wanted, how do you call it, this sink that is
Undermount.
Undermount.
Yeah, I'm
he
very...
was so adamant about it.
Yeah.
He just wanted an undermount sink.
Yeah, for me, that's just really the best way to go. Unfortunately, the bathroom is not undermount, but anyhow. Then
Yeah.
we've got a two-burner stove. Why don't you show that?
Yeah. So they are with gas. They are not electrical.
Which is common. Every trailer would be gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is no automatic ignition, so you have to light it with a lighter.
Okay.
And then there's a vent, a stainless steel
Yeah,
vent with a
fan.
light. We've got a microwave. Another thing that we kind of wish, I really wish, because I do most of the cooking, is that it was a convection, but it's just a microwave. So I don't know. It's a small space. I don't know if we could even get a convection. Then we've got this area here, and it looks a little messy. We want to kind of build places for things, so to kind of customize the cabinetry at some point. But right now we're just keeping most of our kitchen things in here, the pots and glasses.
Where we want to customize even more, but I'm really sorry because this is really messy. I just put everything in here for filming. Is this place because there's so much storage and you cannot use it because it's too tall. So we want to put some shelves in here so we can put a few levels of stuff. But storage-wise, it's really, there's plenty. And we have these two drawers where we keep our cutlery and other stuff. And here we keep our plates and mugs and things that we are using really every day.
Yeah. Something else that really went into our decision is a large enough fridge. This is a 21-foot trailer, about 17 and a half feet inside. The tongue to bumper, I think, is 21 feet. But a lot of them this size don't have very much storage for a refrigerator. This is, now I can't remember, it's either 6 or 7 cubic feet, and we have a really nice size freezer, really good size refrigerator. Plenty of room for 2 people for, we store a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
I mean, for a couple weeks easily.
Yeah, and we never ran out of space. We never crowded it, or we never really ran out of space. Yeah. So,
but this does run off of propane. Sometimes if you're hooked up to shore power, you would be running off electricity. But these operate differently than your home refrigerator. So you need to be very careful on how you pack everything. And actually, I think I saw a video. Dutchman actually has a really good video on how to properly store your fridge items. So we'll link it there if we can find it. Mm-hmm. But in addition, you want to put stuff in here cold already. It's not a good idea to put warm things in if you can help it.
And obviously, don't keep the door open too long.
Good point. Yep.
Like some people.
Yeah.
here.
You know, you want to open the door and look and see
open
what
the
you
door
want to
and
cook
think-
tonight.
And think, oh, what do I want from the fridge? Let
Yeah.
me think, let me think. No, you have to know what
Yeah.
you want from the fridge before you open the fridge.
Yeah.
Here we have a bracket for TV, which I told you earlier we are not using because we are not using a TV. And here we have the stereo that is working for inside and outside. We show you already the speaker. So it has a USB as well and plenty of channels. We are not using it very much because we are using our own music.
Yeah, and underneath?
Oh yeah, underneath we have all the outlets. Like we have plenty of outlets, I have to say, within the trailer, right? Oh, and here you can put the cable for the TV. And one thing that we forgot to mention about the fridge is you have to be very careful when you are driving. You have to hear that click because things are falling out. There. That's the key that the fridge is closed.
Another thing that really factored into our decision was the bathroom. We'll show you that in just a moment, but you want to talk about the mirrors.
Oh yeah, I want to. We have a very small mirror in the bathroom, so we just wanted a full-size mirror. And initially we were thinking to get one that is hanging off the door because we saw plenty of those. And then we came across this one made of 4 pieces that are actually stuck to the door, and it's just perfect. We think it looks really good.
Yeah, we
like
actually
this.
separated them to give it
Yeah.
little design
Yeah.
texture there, so that worked out really
We
well.
needed it so much.
Yeah, and it's lightweight too. So,
Yeah. Very, very lightweight, yeah. And this is the bathroom. So this is a really big bathroom for this size of trailer. I'm so excited about it in case you cannot see it. So we have a very spacious cabinet right here. But look at the sink, look at the space we have here. We can put so many things, so it's so comfortable to do all our morning routine, evening routine and everything. Plenty of space underneath, we store so much.
The other thing that's nice is that this is a glass door, kind of accordions, and then when you are traveling, there's this latch here so you can hold these really nicely in place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really a good size shower. For a trailer this small, it's quite cozy. Oh, and these are motion lights, so you can switch them here, and when you walk in, they'll turn on automatically if you so choose.
Yeah. Welcome to our living room now.
Our dining area. It kind of has to substitute as both.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this table here, you can actually collapse it and use it outside if you wish. We haven't done that. We actually bought a little table and we use that, but I actually think I'm going to reconfigure this because the leg is a little bit cumbersome. I'm thinking about putting a solid pole there and make it a little bit more room for the feet underneath.
And that's because we don't need to use this as a bed, which you can do.
Right.
So that's actually additional if you have guests or traveling with somebody else. These 2 sofas, you lift the table, that's why you can take it out. You lift the table and put the 2 sofas together, and here you have another bed here. Yeah. And we have these other cabinets here as well, similar with the ones that we had in the bedroom. So it's plenty of storage here. It's again a little bit difficult to reach this area because they are not sliding, but you know, you have to make do. We put all kind of boxes and stuff. You adjust with everything. You know, it's not home. It's not a full home, so you have to adjust. These are very, very comfortable, really, these sofas. We spend a lot of time on them, and we have additional storage even here and there. We have 2 more drawers, so really we are really happy with the storage. And we bought a little carpet because, you know, we wanted to make it even cozier and more homey. And
I think we got this at Costco, no?
Oh yeah, I think so.
It was really affordable and goes really well in here with the color scheme.
So we have, I guess you maybe want to talk about the air conditioning and the heating as well. Yeah.
I think the air conditioning is 13,500 BTU, which for this size is absolutely plenty. This thing will get this super cold. We actually have to keep turning it on and off. You can adjust the temperature, but the other thing that's kind of a downside is you can hardly hear it outside, but my gosh, it is loud inside, unfortunately. Yeah. But it works very well, so that's very good. The heat also works incredibly well. You control it right here, it comes out right over here.
And here you can actually check your fresh water, your black tank, and your gray water, and see where you are. So
what the levels are.
Yeah, what are the levels?
How full the tanks are.
Yeah. And as I said, there is plenty of storage here, and what we showed you so far is not all. There's more. Under the bed, there's plenty. Look at this. Granted, it's a little bit difficult to lift this one. We are missing a piece currently, but nevertheless, we can still use the storage, and we store so much there.
We have this awesome awning. Sometimes things will stick.
I don't know if it's going to help now with the sun. Oh, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very cool for the inside as well. Even if we
Yeah.
are not outside, we sometimes stretch it inside so we get shade when it's too hot.
Yeah, and also, we haven't done it yet, but my understanding is you can adjust this to tilt
Yeah.
the awning, but we haven't played around with that yet. But as you can see, it goes out quite a ways. And then we could just sit back
And
under our
relax.
awning and, yeah, relax. Where's the cocktail?
It's coming right up.
Beer assistant.
Somebody should bring it to us.
A piece of advice, you probably don't want to leave this extended when you're not around, or maybe even at night when you're not using it, because you don't want the wind to be blowing this around. So something to consider. Well, that's a look at our brand new 2021 Dutchmen Kodiak Cub, model number 177RB. We hope you found this video helpful.
And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and we'd be very happy to answer them all.
Yeah, absolutely. And full disclosure, we have not been paid by Dutchmen, but we did get a discount as content creators when we purchased our travel trailer. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, we'll see you on the road.
MyTrailTrip.com